Bueno, ¿cómo estamos, mi gente? Saben, por aquí, Jun, a.k.a. el humilde, en el Desahogo TV, como siempre. Bueno, nada. Que quiero que vean para mi gente de Puerto Rico el cómo tú tener luz. Bueno, ¿cómo estamos, mi gente? Saben, por aquí, Jun, a.k.a. el humilde, en el Desahogo TV, como siempre. Bueno, nada, vamos por aquí a dejar el videito que les dije que quiero que vean para mi gente de Puerto Rico el cómo tú tener luz sin tener que estar pagando la luna y sin tener que estar pagando al gobierno ya. Para ya que el gobierno nos esté robando el dinero, como aumentándonos ahora el 8% ese, o lo que nos está subiendo ahora en la luz, en el bill de luz. Van a ver en este video que están viendo cómo empezamos con unas baterías básicas como de carritos de golf. Esas bateritas que están por ahí que tenemos tiradas a lo mejor de unos carritos de golf, o a lo mejor de troces, o baterías por ahí que tenemos tiradas que no usamos, pues podemos usarlas para esto. Después vamos a ir viendo cómo vamos a upgrade. Pero vamos a empezar, se ve lo básico, como empezamos con lo basiquito. 3, tú sabes, paneles, unas bateritas leves, y después cuando tengamos pues par de pesos, pues si queremos upgrade para algo más mejor, como batería lithium, de titanium, tú sabes, de 1000 watts, pues podemos comprar esas baterías. En el video van a ver, tú sabes, paso por paso cómo se va instalando, tú sabes, y van a ver como si pasas un dolorcito de cabeza o algo pasa, tú sabes, y podemos aportar a tener una planta eléctrica también, como podemos conectar el sistema a la placa de la planta y generar luz sin tener que pagarle a Luma o a la compañía nueva que vaya a entrar, tú sabes, que nos vengan con el mismo jueguito ese de Luma, tú sabes, porque lamentablemente no se puede confiar en ninguno de ellos, en nadie, en esa gente. Después que todo lo que tenga que ver con el gobierno, lamentablemente ya la confianza en el gobierno de Puerto Rico se ha perdido. Vamos viendo como si se va la luz de momento, ¿qué tú tienes que hacer con una planta eléctrica? Cómo conectas al sistema y la luz empieza a generar. Y vas a ver también en el video, paso a paso, si quieres upgrade el sistema a un sistema mejor, vas a ver, tú sabes, paso por paso, desmontas el equipo, cómo lo vas a desmontar y cómo vas a montar el equipo nuevo paso por paso. Para esa gente que vive para allá para el monte, para la finca, tú sabes, que a lo mejor tienen un shed, tú sabes, una casita donde quiere crecer planta, tú sabes, y pues quiere tener su electricidad aparte sin que el bill de la luz te suba, también puedes hacer eso. Pero si también quieres hacerlo para tu casa, que tengas un apartamentito de 2 cuartos o una casa de 3 cuartos y 2 baños, pues ya tú sabes que tenemos que meterle más placas. Tú sabes, por lo menos a lo mejor 6, 7, 8 placas. Tú sabes, con a lo mejor 6, 7, 8 bateritas de 1000 watts. Tú sabes, todo este jueguito depende, de nuevo, depende al tamaño de tu casa, depende al proyecto que tú vayas a hacer. Esto de 5,000 a 10,000 dólares. Con todo y eso te está salvando 20,000 dólares que te está cobrando una compañía de placas de solares, y vienen y te hacen meterte en un préstamo que vas a estar pagando casi 300, 400 pesos al mes, y vas a terminar pagando a la compañía de luz 100 pesos, 200 pesos cuando te dicen que no, que vas a tener que, no vas a tener que pagar luz más nada. Embuste, eso es embuste. Pero aquí en este video vamos a ver parte por parte cómo podemos poner luz en nuestras casas sin tener que pagar luz a una compañía como Luma o la compañía nueva esta que venga. So, ven el videito paso por paso. Tú sabes, cualquier pregunta, cualquier cosa, tú sabes que le interesa, me preguntan en los comentarios o me pueden mandar un mensaje y yo, mire, le llevo la información que necesitan, dónde puede conseguirlo, dónde puede comprarlo, lo que necesita, todo. ¿Ok? Ya ustedes saben, por aquí el humilde siempre ayudando a mi gente de mi tierra en el Desahogo TV. Y siempre pendiente a los podcasts, educando siempre. Los quiero mucho, cuídense.
We've got a little booklet, cool, and a big fat booklet. But thankfully, it's in a bunch of different languages. So let's see, English. Oh, it's only that for English. Sweet. And let's get this guy out of the box. Huh. Cool.
My dad canceled his auto insurance and is doing this instead.
Apparently 80% of auto insurance payments go...
Oh, nice, man. Huh. I thought this was going to be plastic just from the pictures, but this is not plastic. This is like cast aluminum or something. Sweet. Look at these giant cooling fans back here and super big lugs for your batteries or your cables to go into. So this will be for our big array of solar panels. We have another smaller array that we're going to be setting up here real soon. And it is actually going to be controlled by this one right here. Only that much is English. Cool. Then, this guy right here. Again, this is aluminum or some kind of metal. Looks like aluminum probably. And big cooling fans. Lugs for your batteries to connect right here. And then your screws here, lights right here, tell you kind of what's going on. You might be thinking that there's no display on those things. That's true, right? There's no display. You can't see anything on here, but check it out, man. It's Bluetooth. So it all connects with your phone. In other words, I could be in the cabin and check with Bluetooth out here and see exactly how much we're charging. And with this guy right here, we'll be able to see exactly what our state of charge is, how much power we're pulling out of the batteries, how much power we're putting in the batteries. That is a really cool monitor. So this guy right here pairs with this guy, pairs with this guy. And then in the Bluetooth app, you can see everything. You can program everything with the app as well. It's a pretty cool setup. Open up the battery monitor here. Another hefty manual, but again, just a little bit of it is in English. All right, so not too bad. this right here is the shunt. This is what you hook the negative up to, and all of your negatives have to go through here. Okay, so we got that. We've got the cables in here. We've got the little computer right here. Bam, little computer. Okay, and little cover for it. Let's go see where we need to mount this bad boy. All right, so I'm thinking somewhere in here, this is gonna say load and chargers, battery only, okay? So the battery is gonna hook to that side. Our load and our chargers are gonna hook to this side right here. That'd be a good spot for it right there. Yeah. All right, so that'll work right there. Now let's check out our fuse, our main fuse here for positive. We've got everything placed basically where we want it. Now we need to wire all of the batteries together. These are 12-volt batteries, and this is a 24-volt system, which means we need to wire these two in series, these two in series, these two in series, these two in series, and then wire them in parallel so that we get all of the batteries working together at 24 volts, which means we need to do a lot of cable cutting and crimping for the connectors. This is a double-aught gauge cable here. This is really flexible, like welding cable, battery cable. So I cut a bunch of pieces right here that we're gonna put connectors on, and then they are actually going to join these two right here together. The way you add the connectors to these, it's really pretty simple. I'll show you how we do that right now. And I will put links to like all of the tools that we're using today, the components for our solar system and things like that. All the links that you're gonna want are gonna be down in the description below. So you can go ahead and check out those tools and resources like that. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take your connector here and open that bad boy up. Make sure you get the size connector. This is double-aught connector for double-aught cable. Right, and what you're gonna do is just take it and figure out about how much you're gonna wanna cut off there. And you're gonna take your knife or your stripper, whatever you're using, and you're going to cut it. Then you're gonna pull it off like that. Perfect, huh? All right. Then you can see here that it slips right on there beautifully like that. Then you're gonna take this really fancy crimping tool, put it on something very solid, like a stump. Put your cable in there like this, and you can see these has a flare on the end right here. You put it in there until the flare hits. Get it all lined up just the way you want it. Then hit it with a hammer. All right, so we got it started, right? The crimp is started. And so basically you're gonna hit it a few times until you hear it really change sound. And that's gonna tell you basically that you've got it crimped as far as it's gonna go. And so it really changed the shape of that right there, right? And that is, it is locked on there solid. Then we're gonna do the same thing to this side here. Go ahead and get it kind of how you want it. Notice here it gets a little longer, right? Because it's bent. All right, so we've got it basically how we're gonna connect it in there. Take this guy here and we kind of mark where we're gonna mark it. Yep, right about there. So you kind of, if you're making something small like this, you're gonna wanna pre-bend it before you actually put the connector on there, because it's going to make it more difficult later when you're trying to bend it and it's just not working. You're going to wish you bent it prior. Okay, so we bent it some, got it ready. Yep, they look good. Open this guy up, put this guy in there, slide her forward all the way. Yep, just about like that. Don't hit your thumb. Just like that, to a nice little U shape. So now we just do that to the rest of them, and we'll have our connectors to get our batteries in series. Then we just bolt them together like this right here with the hardware provided by Battleborn. All right, and we'll just do that to the rest of those going up. Let me show you where we're at so far. We've got all of the batteries hooked up in series and parallel. We've got the negative hooked up. This will go up right up here nice and tight. coming into our negative shunt here for the battery monitor. Okay, we've got our charge controller negatives hooked up to negative and up to negative here, positive, hooked up, and positive hooked up. All right, these will be laid in there nice and neat. Then we've got our positive coming into our 250 amp fuse. And then this cable right here going up, and it's waiting to be connected to the positive side right here. And right now we're trying to install this guy. You have to drill a hole somewhere for it to go. And if you're like me and you don't have a small enough hole saw, they make this little cover thing for you. So you got this little guy right here. You just attach it with 4 screws, and then you snap on this little cover plate. There we go. Then this guy will fit right in there like that. And it just has this kind of big nut right here that screws onto the back to hold it in place there. And you got a couple wires and cables to hook up to it, and it should be ready to go. So let me button this up. We'll hook up the power and see if we don't smoke anything. All right, we're ready now. Final connection right here, the positive battery cable to the batteries. Charge controllers are all hooked up. Positive to positive, positive to positive. Battery to fuse. Battery monitors hooked up. All hooked up here. Negatives to negatives, negative to inverter. Inverter is switched off. I think we're ready to go. If anything smokes, like usual, don't blame it on the company. I'm the one that did it. All right, here we go. Spark, maybe there'll be a spark. Okay, guys? Let's just get ready for it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a spark. You always got to be ready for that spark, man. There's always a spark. A couple of days and a haircut later, we're back out here in the solar shed. We've got everything hooked up and working perfectly now. Let me show you what we did to the outside. Notice, guys, oh, it got a lot colder here in North Idaho. It's chilly, man. It's been raining for a couple of days. Smoke coming out of the chimney. Yes, we've got a fire going today. You saw these panels earlier, but we've also added these 4 panels down here as well. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 panels. And if you're wondering how we built our racking system or our solar panel mounting system out of Unistrut like this, well, I made an entire video on how to build those things, and that link will be down in the description of the video as well. All of those panels add up to 3,200 watts. Right, on a perfectly sunny day, which, as you can see, today is not a perfectly sunny day. But that's okay, our solar system is doing okay. So before I show you the final connections here and show you how it's actually working with the app, let me go ahead and tell you why we chose to go with Battle Born batteries. One of the main reasons is this right here, man. Designed and assembled in the USA. These are made in Nevada. There are a few other reasons that we went with Battle Born batteries besides the fact that they're made in Nevada. One is that, of course, they are lithium iron phosphate batteries, and these batteries right here, you can actually use 100% of the 100 amp hours per battery. So when we put all of these together like this, we have 400 amp hours at 24 volts, which means we can use all 400 amp hours from these batteries. These batteries right here were 230 amp hours at 24 volts, but you could only use 50% of that, right? So that is like 115 amp hours. This is 400 amp hours, okay? And so, of course, we doubled the number of batteries, but we pretty much almost quadrupled our storage capacity with these guys. So that'll let us go a lot longer in between sunny days. Another thing is that you can charge these things at like 5 times faster than lead acid batteries, and they have a 3 to 5,000 cycle lifespan. Meaning, that's like 10 years, right? If you cycled these things every 10 years, meaning charge them all the way, drain them all the way, every day they're going to last almost 10 years. We're not going to do that. These are going to last
como
way over 10
la
years in
batería,
our system. But they're
como
rated
empezó todo con
for
la
10 years.
batería de
That's
carrito de
just a
Word.
few of the reasons we chose to go with
Ya
Battleborn. I
vieron
will put a link
cómo
down to them and you can read
el
all about their
sistema
batteries and
estaba
check out
instalado.
reviews and see how other
Vieron
people are using them.
cómo
Besides just
desmontaron
us,
todo
down in the description below.
y los
So we've got our panels
upgrades
coming into the solar
con
shed right here, two
las
sets of
baterías
wires because we
de
have
1000
two
watts
solar panel arrays coming up
de
through
lithium,
the floor here
con eso
behind
un
the
poquito más
OSB
cara.
and then coming out this hole right here
Vieron el
into the
equipo
charge
nuevo
controller.
completo que se instaló
And this is
paso
in
por
bulk
paso.
mode right now, meaning it's charging to the max.
Vieron
The other ones come
cómo
up behind the OSB through this hole and they come into the bigger charge
en el
controller
problema
and it's
que
charging at
tuvimos
bulk right
con
now
la
as
luz,
well. This guy right here has
cómo
one
usamos la
wire
planta
coming out of the back
eléctrica
of it. And that's this gray
para
wire right here plugged into here. It's
que
basically just a
generara
network cable that looks
electricidad
like a large phone
y
jack plug. Then you've got
le
this
diera
little red
electricidad
wire right here
completa a la
that's plugged
casa.
into here and goes to the positive side right here, just doubles back in there and comes back
En
out
ningún
to the
momento
shunt.
yo
And so that's
espero
basically how we've got
que
it
las
all
personas se hayan
wired up. Of
dado
course,
de
don't forget
cuenta
about the fuse and
que en
the fuse
ningún
cover here.
momento
So how's it been working? We've been going a couple days now.
eso
We've had a couple
fue
days of rain.
conectado a
Right,
un
as you
poste de
can
luz.
see, it is all
Que en
wet and
ningún
muddy out here
momento
now. We've got
eso fue
kind of mostly
conectado
cloudy skies.
a una
Let's see how the
compañía de
system is
luz.
doing using the app.
Que en ningún
Just go right here
momento
to the app, click that
eso
guy,
fue
and
conectado
it opens
por una
right up.
compañía
So right now our batteries are at 57%.
de paneles solares.
If you notice right down here where it says power, that says 166
Todo fue hecho por una
watts
persona.
right now, right? That means that we are putting 166 watts
Como
into our
pudimos ver.
batteries. We're not actually taking power out of the
Espero
batteries.
que el video
So
la
that
haya
means that
educado
our
Puerto
solar
Rico
panels
y mi
are
gente
producing enough for whatever we're using
a
in the
cómo
house, plus they're producing extra
podemos
to charge
tener
up our batteries.
luz
All right, so let's look at the
sin
charge controller.
tener
Let's
que
look at the
pagarle
small
a
charge
ninguna
controller first.
compañía.
And so the small charge controller is producing 140 watts at
Sin tener que
62.89
darle más dinero
volts, right around there,
al
right?
gobierno.
It goes up and down with how much sun it's actually getting, how thin the clouds are, and stuff like that.
Y lo
So that's
fácil
good, right? That's almost
que es de hacer.
everything that's going into the batteries right now, right?
Que si tenemos
Let's go look at the big
miedo
one. Big
a la
charge
electricidad
controller, that's our 6 solar panels.
o algo,
We are producing 305
nos podemos
watts
conseguir un
right now
electricista.
at 76 volts.
Un
Now, that may
electricista,
not sound like
tú
a lot,
sabes,
but remember,
que los
that's
ayude.
what we're looking at today, right?
En la
We're gonna
familia
get
siempre
some
tenemos
sun
uno que es
probably
electricista.
in just a little bit as
En la
these
familia
clouds
siempre
move
tenemos
over,
uno que es
but
mecánico.
we can
En la
also
familia
charge it
siempre
with a
tenemos uno
generator,
que
and I'll show you how that works, okay?
que
When you
Dios
look
le ha
back here,
dado la
it's pretty dark,
bendición
but you can see
de en
those
sus manos.
3 wires all the way in the back there.
Espero que el
Those 3
video
wires
le haya
connect to
ayudado.
the generator. When we start up the generator, it's going to backfeed through
Porque
here,
en verdad
through here, and come into
ya
the batteries.
cansa.
Let's go ahead and I'll show
Ya
you how that
cansa.
works. First of all, we go ahead and plug in the
Que
inverter
esta
because we
compañía
actually want to use it
de
right now.
plantas de
And
plantas
then,
solares,
go ahead and start
perdón,
the generator.
placas solares nos estén robando
So the
dinero.
generator is running. It'll take just a second, and you'll see this switch over to from inverter
En
mode.
haciendo metiéndonos en préstamo en una deuda de 20 y pico de mil pesos
Fast
y los que
charge
tienen
mode,
placas
look at that.
solares
All right,
saben
here we go.
lo que
So now
cuesta
let's
eso.
go ahead and check the app and see what we're actually
Y más
producing
ahora
here.
en
All right,
Puerto
back on
Rico
the
se
app, go back to
ha
the
llenado
monitor, and we're at
se ha
57%,
llenado
but check it out. We're now charging with
de compañías
1,000 watts. All right, check it out. The sun is out
que
right
están
now.
metiendo en
You can hear
deuda
the inverter
a
running,
nosotros.
so we're using a lot of power inside the house.